Hey everyone, hopefully everybody can hear me. I believe everything's going correctly here. And we'll go ahead and get started here. Looks like we have a decent little turnout here. All right, and basically what we wanted to do today is go over the website and give you a rundown of the navigation and using the recorder. So yeah, that's how we're going to start on everything is the navigation. And just a moment here. I just wanted to make sure that Mandy and Shannon, they'll be moderating here and helping answer questions in the chat. They let me know that you can actually hear me. And this is a new format for us all, so we're kind of learning as we go here. And like I said, we'll go ahead and get started. When you're on the new site, the first thing you're going to notice here at the top is the navigation tabs. And this is going to be very, very similar to the legacy site. The biggest exception or change here is the Sing tab. On the new beta site, the Sing tab is the Record tab as well. So they're combined, and it's all under one. So that is your major change to the navigation. So if you're wondering where you record, that's where you go to record or just practice and sing. And also another area that some people are a little confused about, messages and search, and also notifications. Here's your little messages up here. I won't click on that since I do have private messages in there from others. But that is where you access your messages, and here is where you access the search. So you just click there, and if you want to search, you start typing, and if you want to exit the search, you can click the X here to close it. So that's your basic navigation as far as navigating the main areas of the site. The search, if you notice here on the search, it is a universal search. So it'll search in the sing, listen, or tags that are on recordings. So that's a lot different, and it'll definitely be more to get used to. Let's see. When you're searching, so there's novella. So the members come up. There's no longer a separate area where you need to search. You can type in anything you want in that search bar and bring it up. All right. The next major area is going to be the Hamburger menu. And that's over here, the little 3 lines. This is where you're going to get to most things that were in the top navigation bar on the legacy site. You're going to see my recordings, your recording comments, inner circles, all that good stuff. And then your settings are going to be down here along with your purchase history. So if you click there, that'll be all your settings. So that is the primary areas you're going to be using to navigate the site. You've got your tabs across the top, the search, messages, notifications, and then your Hamburger menu. And while you're on a page, this is something that is different, and it'll give you more options. We have like the featured recording section. You have a sort option here to filter and sort. And that one's not wanting to load for me. Of course, that's a beta website for you. Let me check the Sing section here and give you a... There we go. So we are still working on all these sorting options. This will be changing slightly, and you're going to be able to sort by your favorite songs first. So that'll help you find your favorite songs on the featured page. And you'll have these other options as well. So that is the sorting. And then you're going to notice everywhere on the site 3-dot menus like this. And these all have added areas that you can perform different actions. So here you can add a song to your favorites. If we want to go to a playlist here, I can bring this up here. When you're on a recording and it's playing, you can click on the add here as an example, and you can add that to a playlist, add it to your favorites, sing the song. So everything, we've tried to make everything as simple as possible, and it's definitely different than Legacy. But I do think that most people will catch on really quick because it is pretty standardized. You're going to see these 3-dot menus a lot. One area you will see those is the My Recordings area. So these are all your recordings, and you have the option here to sort by year. You also have to sort by public. You can do members only, private. So you have all these, and you do have the filtering and sorting option here as well. And you also have a 3-dot menu for each recording. And this is where you would edit your recording for the privacy. You would edit for, well, we can just go into one. You've got all your loves, your comments, your view tracking, your description and comment, any tags you want to put on, all your privacy levels here. So that is all that. And this is also where you would click to remix. So you're going to have that 3-dot menu on that recording, and this is how you would remix a recording. That is something that people have asked about. All right. And we did go over the search, and I'll go back up to this again. And this is, again, a universal search. So as you type, it's going to start searching for you. And just as an example, here you have songs, artists, and members. And this is under the Sing. And I'm just looking at the chat here real quick. And this would take you to the recorder if you click on any of these. You also have the option up here in the search bar to go to the Listen section. And this is going to be recordings of that song, members that match, and also the artist profile page. So if you want to look for a specific artist and listen to their recordings. All right. And Mandy here is reminding me to show you something. When you're viewing one of your own recordings, there is also a remix option here. Right here, and there will be an edit option added right beside the remix as well. So you can edit directly from your own recordings. All right, and I think that's the basic navigation. Does anybody have any questions here, just in general about navigation? And I will let Shannon and Mandy review your questions and let me know, and we can jump back to those. And I'll just go ahead and continue on to the next area that we wanted to cover with you. All right, obviously the main thing people want to do here on the site is record. So we wanted to go over the recorder and give you an idea of how all that works. And this is something you're going to notice, this little blue error down here. It's actually not an error, it's just a notification. That is part of our beta website that will not remain most likely in that same fashion anyway. There may be something similar, but it will look different. So you can ignore those blue messages if you see those, unless you have trouble, and then let us know what that message says in support, and we can help you figure that out. But once you're in here, as you can see, I don't have a webcam because I'm currently using that for the live stream. But you'll see everything is ready. And down here, this is your main console for the recorder. So you've got the record, practice, to sing along without recording. You've got your volume controls, and you can control your mic level here, as well as the music. And we also have the pitch controller here, and you'll notice there are quite a few more pitch options here than on Legacy. And we also have lyric speed, so you can adjust the speed of the lyrics if needed. And let me go ahead and record a short little section here. All right, and after you're done recording, you'll see down here you have the review option, and that's going to take you to the mixer. And then once you're in the mixer, this is where things do differ a little bit. You have your volumes, which they are separate on the beta site. So on the legacy site, you had one slider that you would slide back and forth, and that would be the way you would balance things. On the beta website, you have more control. You have finer control. You can adjust your microphone volume as well as the backing track volume. So you can get the perfect blend of balance and sound there. And then you also have the sync option here. And this is where things do differ quite a bit from the legacy system. On legacy, most people, they found their sync would be in a negative value. That won't change. That'll still be the same for the beta site. However, typically we saw sync ranges in -5 to -9 was common. On the beta site, everything is in milliseconds, which means you have much finer control of the sync. So we typically find most people are going to be at -100 or higher. So what we recommend is starting your sync. Just click the large button down to -100 and see where things sound like that. If need be, and it's still not even close, we recommend skipping another 50. After you've done that, you can kind of just go in 50 millisecond increments until you feel you're getting close. And then you can start going, slower. I find that my sync is usually around -180 to -190. Everybody's is going to vary. We've seen people syncing at -500. So once you find that value should stay fairly close. It may vary a little bit, but it will stay fairly similar. That's what most people should find. So it will take some practice and time to find that, but once you do, you should be all set, and you'll know roughly where you need to go. So that is the main thing with the mixing. There is a little bit of a thing that people don't like, and that is once changing the sync, you do have to play again, which we understand is less than ideal. And that is something we're going to be working on, but for the accuracy of the sync, that is something we need to do right now. So when you change that sync value, the player stopping and you needing to restart is done to make sure that you're getting the most accurate preview possible. So that is why that is that way. And as you can see up here, we've got the Make Me Sound Better that you can turn on or off. And then once you have everything mixed, you would click Next up here in the top. And that's going to take you through to the saving step. And there are a few things that I did want to go over here in the recorder. These are things you probably won't need as often, but you'll notice there is a microphone here. So if you need to change your microphone device, you can change it here. And when you have a webcam, there will be a webcam icon up here that you can also click on. All right, and just let me jump back to the chat here. Okay, and it looks like there was a question about the lyric speed, and that is actually right here in the recorder. So if you click on that, it's going to allow you to adjust the speed of the lyrics. So if you notice that the lyrics are coming in too fast or too slow, you can adjust that here to move all of the lyrics slightly ahead or behind to match that up. And generally, I find that to be more helpful on a faster song, something that has the lyrics moving by rather quickly. That can be very helpful. And it looks like there's some questions about viewing your favorites. Once you click on the hamburger menu up here, you do have My Favorites, and that's going to be the main area that you're going to view your favorites. So you've got favorite recordings, favorite members, playlist, artist, songs, and we will be adding see more options into this area so you can view more people without scrolling in the smaller areas here. And we do have that currently in other sections of the site. For example, on the featured recordings, if you look down at the bottom, you'll have a see more option. And that's going to expand and allow you to view more recordings at once. And like I said, we will be adding those. And they also have sorting options. So up here, you can sort in different ways. Oh, and then I'm just going to jump back to the chat here. Yeah, sometimes the lyrics are a little messed up on the beta system. We are working on that. Typically, that is going to be from a producer track, from like a Chartbuster, Sound Choice, something of that nature, where we don't have text-based lyrics. The new system uses text-based lyrics rather than the videos. So we are in the process of getting the videos transferred over to text. And there are sometimes some issues with that. We do have plans to work on that and address that as we go forward. And if you do find those recordings, you can report that. I can actually show you how. So if you find a recording that has lyrics that are not working correctly, if you open up the recorder, you'll see the report option here. And it's not working. Again, this is what happens on a beta website. But that will eventually work. It did used to work. You can report the lyrics to let us know that there are issues with the lyrics. All right, I'm just checking here to see if there are any other questions. Yeah, and Novella wanted me to let you know, Shannon. She's saying that we are going to be adding a volunteer team to help with improving the lyrics on those tracks where there are problem lyrics. We don't have that quite ready yet, but that is something that we will be doing to help with that. Yeah, there are some questions here about content. That has not been synced to the system yet completely. We've synced a little bit of content over to let everyone test the site and give things a trial. Once we are closer to launching, we will be importing all of your data over. So that's all the recordings, your favorites, and things like that. But it is limited right now. So just because you're not seeing it now doesn't mean it won't be there. It's just not there yet. Yes, the SingSnap Angels and any member that we know of that has passed, all those recordings will be saved and they will be imported into the new system. Yes, we do have the area to upload community songbooks. Someone had asked about that. And it will be very similar to the legacy site. I don't have a file handy to upload, but it is basically the same flow. So you would have the option of adding the lyrics and syncing them. Currently, the remix is not limited. I am not sure if that will be limited in the future or if it will be wide open as far as remixing goes. But right now, you can remix indefinitely as much as you would like for as long as you would like. But again, that's just part of our beta system, so I'm not sure what the final outcome will be. Yep, the issue with legacy recordings, I see that there, Denise. We do have an issue where the current beta site does not handle the conversion well. That is something we're working on and will be, I believe, coming in the next round of updates, if not the next, the one after that. So what will happen when you try to play a recording, it will tell you that it's being converted and you're the first person to listen to it on the new website. And then it'll automatically reload so you can listen to that recording. Currently, if you open a recording, it'll probably be stuck on loading. If you wait about 10 or 15 seconds and then reload the page, most likely it will play. It usually will. But we are working on that. Oh, also here on the home page, we do have the announcements where Shocktober events and all that will be announced. So that's definitely an area that a lot of you will want to check out. All right, I'm trying to think if I have anything else that I wanted to show you guys. I guess I can go through the different sections here. We do have the message board. So that's pretty similar. Nothing drastic there. And Shannon's asking if I showed you how to find your favorite members. I did go over the favorites, but let me go specifically into that here. So once you're on your favorites here, you would just click to go to their profiles. And then you can view their recordings, their open jams and duets, featured on, inner circles, etc. I see a question about posting songs to Facebook. There's no issue with that, so no one would be banned for posting anything to Facebook like that. We definitely encourage you to share. Yes, your fans list will be brought over, so all of that information is just currently not synced. And Shannon said she wanted to specifically mention on the listen page where you can view your favorite members. So if you scroll down, you do have this section right here. And again, you have the sorting options, and you do have a see more, so you can view all of those recordings in a larger screen. As far as the font and the look of the site, we are going to have a dark mode. So there'll be a design with more contrasting colors that won't be quite so bright. So a lot of people may find that helpful with the actual color and layout of the site. That's not quite ready yet, but it is in the process. We don't currently have a set launch date. It will be sometime before the end of the year, obviously, as Flash Player is ending. But we don't really have a set time at this point. We're just continuing to work on ironing out all the bugs we can. And then we will announce that later this year once we're ready for that. As far as using the legacy site, there will be parts of the legacy site most likely still available even after December. But as far as recording on the site, that will most likely end by December sometime because Flash Player will undoubtedly be removed from all the browsers as it is phased out. All right, and is any other questions here about the actual navigation or where something's at, something you're missing that you can't find, anything like that? As far as the lyrics on the songs, not all of them will color in. The community songbook tracks will still have the line by line. For any track that we do have the word by word lyrics, the swiping will swipe across the words like normal. So currently that library is part of the producer tracks for the most part. So that is something we're currently working on, and that volunteer team that we talked about earlier would also help with. As far as using a specific browser, I see a question about that. Any browser should work other than Safari on a Mac or Internet Explorer. So you can use Edge, Chrome, Firefox. Those should all be fine. Looks like there's a question about the video effects in the recorder. Currently, we don't have built-in video effects for the recorder. The legacy system used Flash Player effects, so those, the Fire and Secret Agent Man and the Beautify, Black and White, all that, that was actually built in the Flash Player. Since that has been removed, we do not have those effects currently in the recorder. That is something we do want to add. In the meantime, you can use something like ManyCam, Webcam Max, any of those, and you can also add those in from a computer that way. Yeah, as far as the message board threads, there are definitely some older ones in there. That's all going to be synced over, and they will be current once we are closer to launch. Yes, Mandy wanted to cover, or actually, Shannon wanted to cover duets. Currently, there is a slight limitation with duets. If someone has recorded on the legacy website, you cannot duet with that on the beta website, and vice versa. So if they recorded on beta, you cannot duet on legacy. If they recorded on one of the apps, you can duet with that on the beta website. And as far as duetting, it's very similar. Let me just open a song up here. You have the duet and jam option over here. And the jam option is similar to the harmony option that you had on your own recordings. You can use that on a non-traditional duet song, add harmony on a non-traditional duet, or you can duet with that recording. So that is there. Like I said, there is that limitation between the legacy and the beta, but that we will be working on backwards compatibility, so you can duet with the legacy recordings, but that could potentially come after launch, but it is definitely in the works. There is a question about the Sing section. Currently, the beta site does not have a Sing section as far as a dedicated Sing player. You would open these songs in the recorder and click on the practice button to sing along without recording. There's a question about a private inner circle thread. Everything should be transferred over with that. There is still some things to iron out with the inner circles. Inner circles are enhanced and quite a bit different on the beta website. So we do need to be careful how we transfer those over. So that is still in the works, but that is our goal, to have all of that transferred over for you. I see a question about duets. Yes, you can duet on the beta system with any recording that generated from one of the apps or on the beta website. And if you look at the screen here, I am highlighting the duet option. So when you open a recording to view it, there is that duet jam option there. Yes, you do have the option to do the split screen duet. Actually, I don't have anything handy to show you. You can actually do quite a bit more. The duets, the way the screen splits has been changed and enhanced. All right, and I think we have covered everything that we actually had planned to cover here. And I'm just going to double check and see if there's anything I missed in the chat here. Yes, you'll still be able to harmonize with yourself. That is just under the Duet Jam option now. So the terminology harmony won't be there, but the same functionality will be there. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and wrap things up here. We don't want to keep this too long because we do want to make this easily watchable for someone that's not here on the live chat to ask questions. So we are going to go ahead and end things here, and we do appreciate everybody coming out, and we do plan to host some more of these to go over different areas of the site and take more questions and help everybody learn the new site. So again, thank you for stopping out, and we will go ahead and end the stream now.